Hi, it's Matt here for New Shooter at NAB 2019. Now I'm with Ian, who's a fellow cinematographer. Now this is, well,
Time machine.
I'm going to get you to explain it. It's like the present, well, the past in the present.
Yeah, it's called call it the multi-turret, and it allows you to switch between lenses that are mounted on most E-mount cameras, so Venice, FS7, A7S, A7R. This is a prototype, or still early days, but permits the control of the lens from the camera. So just like if you had a Metabone, there's some adapter on, which we actually take advantage of in this prototype. But the big advantage is that you can select a lens package suitable for whatever scene you're working with, especially if it's an evolving scene, like often happens in documentaries where you're not entirely sure what's going to happen. And you're able to quickly switch between field of view or lens type in the middle of a scene without having to reach over and fumble with the lens.
Now, what was your inspiration behind coming up with this concept?
Frustration, really. I mean, I started in the Betacam days where you had healthy zoom ratios and you're able to cover a whole scene with one lens generally, or a couple of zooms. That's all I bring on a shoot. And then we got into Super 35 size and larger sensors, and it was great. I mean, we all loved the look, but we lost that zoom ratio. So all of a sudden, I've struggled to cover a whole scene by myself, especially if I wanted to work with primes. So after making the joke a couple of times that what we really needed was a lens turret, I started building one. And the first one was a complete hack job. It was literally, just cemented on, and when I realized, well, that worked, the next thing was to get electronic control of the lenses.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, this probably has gone through a lot of different versions over the time that you've been developing this. What were the biggest obstacles you had to overcome?
Well, certainly the communications through a rotating platter. That's the toughest part. That's kind of the secret sauce that's in here. Also flex, being able to maintain registration of the lens so you don't get soft top and bottom in this case. And a number of engineering issues that I was worked out with a great designer friend of mine. And I wouldn't say we're entirely there yet, but we're getting close. So.
And what are you ultimately hoping for this product? Do you want to bring it to market, or are you just basically making it for yourself, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I'm a cinematographer. I made it for myself, and then realized that there's other people out there who have this problem, and it's really just kind of a gift, is what I hope it becomes. Is just that frustration when you're sitting at night and you're thinking back over a scene you shot in the day, particularly in a documentary where there's no way to recapture it, and a scene that you saw but the camera didn't get, and that's a horrible feeling. And I just want to, if this helps prevent that, if this can help capture a scene in a better way, then I'll be happy. Whether I make it or somebody else makes it is not important. I'm a cameraman first and foremost. Not, I don't want to spend all my time selling something, but I'm glad of your reaction and reactions of other people I've talked to so far. It's been very gratifying.
So you primarily just sort of, it's more of a proof of concept, and
yes.
you just gauging people's interest to see what they think of the idea and whether they actually think it's something they would actually use.
Exactly. It reminds me of like a science fair project in high school where you bring something and say, hey, this is what I made. What does everybody think? Yeah, it's a problem that I've seen. I think it needs solving. And, I think with the larger size sensors, we're never going to have the zoom ratios we used to have. We're never going to go back to being satisfied, I think, in general with, the thicker depth of field that, say, a 2/3 inch sensor had. So I think this is a viable alternative.
So I mean, theoretically, you could have, here's your 18 to 200 full frame f2.8 zoom.
Yeah. And that's the exciting part of it, is that, right now we've got from 14 to 100, the 14's a 2.8, the 100's a 2.8, and then we have 50 mil 1.2 in the mix. So you're able to, it's not just the range, which is great, because most of us aren't using zooms as zooms anyways. We're using them as variable primes. We're picking our whatever lens size we want and then working with it. So it's very similar, I think, in terms of operating. 3 lenses gives you a good range, and then you can customize it if you want to do. If you're doing a car interior, you maybe select wider lenses. If you're shooting nature at night, 2 longer lenses and then a wider lens, and you get all the advantages of primes, but you still get the ability to quickly reframe.
And what's the reaction been by people here that you've shown this device to at NAB?
I mean, this is first out of the gate. I don't know, you guys liked it, so I'm hoping other folks do too. But yeah, no, it's. I'm down here reporting for Canadian Cinematographer magazine, and this was just something I kind of threw in at the last minute. And I'm just really happy that you guys like it, and we'll see what the rest of the industry thinks.
Well, thanks, and good luck with it.
Thank you very much.